Bottom of the sixth we go from Northwestern Medicine Field. 3-2 Burlington. As a new man on the mound takes the hill for Burlington, it's right-handed reliever Jackson Zarubin. Taking over for Eric Manoah. As Manoah finishes with 5 innings of work, he allowed 6 hits. 2 runs, they were both earned. He walked 3 batters, also hit 1, and struck out 3. He is currently in line for the win. Cougars hoping for some offense here in the 6th to put an end to that. Maybe they'll go deep. If they do, every home run hit in the bottom of the 6th inning, one lucky fan wins a $100 gift card to Woodman's Markets. Fans can enter at the nearby Woodman's locations. Woodman's, low prices every aisle, every day. Cougars down by a run as we begin this bottom of the 6th. Jackson Zarubin takes the mound for the 11th time out of the bullpen. Right-handed hurler. Kicks and fires to Wilson, who drives, hits a high bouncer over the mound to the second baseman Zimmerman. Gloves on a bounce, and fires it over to first base for out number 1. One up, one down, as that'll bring up Mark Karaviotis. Cougar first baseman is 1 for 2. Grounded out in the 1st inning and then singled in the 4th. Zarubin has a 3-0 record this year. 0 for 1 in save opportunities, and this is a save situation as he enters here in the 6th with the Bees leading. Zarubin set at the chest, kicks and fires. That one's last foul off to the right, out of play, nothing in 1. Zarubin actually with a build quite similar to former Cougar Nick Baker. 6'2 frame, 190 pounds. He's actually probably from close to the same area, Pleasanton, California, although kind of take that for granted. California's a pretty big state.
Pleasanton's outside of San Francisco.
Oh, one is hammered into left field for a base hit. To his right, Jenkins, the left fielder, cuts it off on 2 hops. Zagunis scoots into first with a 1-out single. Gonna bring up Luis Silverio. Well, I do know Nick Baker went to Chico State. That's where he went to college, though. Where he's from escapes me. I guess that's what the internet's for.
I believe Chico State is also in that Northern California realm, so you might be right, Joe.
Nick Baker, born in Palm Springs. Happen to know where that is?
California?
Yeah, Parker's also our California expert, if you were wondering. Karaviotis at first, 1 out. Here's Luis Silverio. Swinging and grounding it left side. Diving stop. Almao picks himself up, throws to first, not in time. Infield single, Luis Silverio. 2 straight hits for the Cougars here in the 6th. Karaviotis up to second. And that'll bring up Luis Basabe.
Palm Springs is in one of the southernmost counties in California.
Okay, so not quite close. They do look alike, though, at least from the mound. I should say from the broadcast booth, looking at the mound. Nick Baker, 6'1", 190 pounds, listed on Baseball Reference.
Is he still pitching, or is he? He
is, yeah. He's with the Visalia Rawhide. Okay. Having a pretty good year, 3.76 ERA. Looks like he's actually started in a couple of games. He was solely in Visalia last year with a fantastic year, a 1.86 ERA. He's actually one guy I did not see in spring training. He was a solid bullpen arm for the Cougars in 2015. Here's Basabe. Switch hitter, bats from the left side. First pitch, low and in, gets away. Up to third base, Karaviotis. Up to second base, Silverio on the wild pitch. So now the Cougars with 2 runners in scoring position. Burlington infield comes in, and the Cougars have the tying run 90 feet away, the go-ahead run at second. And Luis Basabe, who has no official at-bat, he's walked twice. Came home in the 2nd, was caught stealing in the 4th. But his batting average coming into today at .250 still valid. Basabe, though, with runners in scoring position this year, he's hitting .320. A big opportunity right here. 1-0. Swing and a bouncing ball right side of the infield, foul. Both runners were taking off. But that'll even up the count at 1-1. Hey, fans don't always drink, but when you do, come to the Pride Beer and Wine plus Spirits in St. Charles. Make them your destination for local craft beer, wines, and spirits for any occasion. 3-2 Burlington, bottom 6. Cougars threatening with 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 out. Zarubin, the right-hander, sets, kicks, delivers. Basabe takes a strike over the inner third. Now 1-2 count. Lights on in full effect. Getting into the twilight hour here in Geneva. It's a gorgeous evening. Cougars trying to complete the 3-game sweep. 2 runners on, only 1 out. It's a 1-2 count on the Cougars' second baseman. Righty against lefty and a step off the mound for Zarubin. Fernario Zuna is on deck. But a big chance here for Basabe to tie, maybe even take the lead. 1-2. Swing and foul back. Good cut by Basabe, an emergency swing, staying alive at 1-2. As the sun goes down, temperatures drop just slightly, though. I want to say we're still hanging around the low 70s. Just a gorgeous evening. This is what baseball is all about. Zarubin facing Basabe with a 1-2 count, the offering. Breaking ball, strike 3 called, and a beauty. Looked like a slider that just started over the back end, came over the inner edge, and Basabe goes down looking for the second out. So still 3-2 Burlington. B's infield can go back to their normal spots. There's runners at second and third with 2 outs. And Fernario Zuna now stands in. He's 0 for 2. Ozuna with the day off yesterday. He's currently 0 for his last 6. Big chance to break the trend right here. First pitch. Low and outside on a breaking pitch. 1-0. Cougars took a 1-0 lead in the first. Then Burlington took an advantage with 2 runs in the second. Then the Cougars tied things up in the bottom of the frame. Burlington scored to retake the lead in the top of the 5th. It's been that way since. Now the Cougars with 2 runners on, both in scoring position. 2 outs. The 1-0. Ozuna takes a strike, let her high. Count is even. But the Cougars in control of most of the first 2 ball games. They've actually only been able to win them by 1 run each. Trying to play comeback here tonight in the series finale. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped up, foul out of play. As Ozuna gets a piece of a breaking pitch, but falls behind in the count now 1-2. No win tonight. Old Glory out in right center, just hanging still. Lights on in full effect as the sun pretty much completely out of the picture now. Still a light blue sky in this beautiful thirsty Thursday. Zarubin works off the first base side of the rubber with his pitching arm dangling. He sets up now. Will kick and fire the 1-2 to Ozuna. Inside, and I think it got him. It did. Somewhere in the upper body, maybe the wrist, maybe even his torso. Cougar athletic trainer Joe Rozier pops out of the dugout, and Ozuna still crouched down in the right-handed batter's box. So the bases are going to be loaded for Alexis Olmeda. And there are 2 outs. Olmeda with an RBI hit earlier in this ball game. Right now the attention is on Fernario Ozuna if he's going to be all right.
It's like somewhere in between his wrist and his forearm, and he's walking now with the trainer Joe, and looks like he's going to be able to get over to first by his own power.
So that'll load up the bases for the Cougars. It's the second hit by pitch coming from the Burlington pitching staff today. And Alexis Olmeda digs in with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Cougar catcher is 1 for 2, drove in the Cougars' second run in the second inning as he brought home Luis Basabe. He then struck out swinging in the 5th.
Next, pitcher, Alexis Olmeda.
3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Burlington. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Cougars. Now a Cougar at every base as the infield shifts over to the left side. Olmeda batting from the right. Catcher with his hands low, waits for the first pitch from Zarubin, and it's in there for a strike and a breaking ball. Olmeda playing in his first game in the last 3 days. He went 0 for 4 back on May 28th. That was against Cedar Rapids. But his first at bat here today, picked up an RBI single, looking for a run-scoring hit here in the 6th. The 0-1 from Zarubin. Lifted in the air, foul off to the right. Now Olmeda behind in the count, 0-2. Cougars haven't led since the second inning, going into the second inning when they were ahead 1-0. A base hit would likely score 2 here. Bags packed, 2 outs. The 0-2. Swing and a grounder, foul, third base side. Kicks off the camera well, ricochets into shallow left field in fair territory. That'll be picked up by a Burlington bullpen member and tossed into the stands, a souvenir. This is game number 52 already for the Cougars. After today, only 16 contests before the All-Star break. And every team will get a clean slate, start from scratch. Another long stare in from Zarubin. Right-handed reliever sets. The 0-2, high and outside. Olmeda with white batting gloves, a two-tone color bat. Tan on the handle, black on the barrel. Bearded catcher, born in Puerto Rico, and has spent his fair share of time here in the States. Went to college in Arizona, picked up by the Diamondbacks. Now the 1-2. Swung on, popped up, foul, right side, chasing in Morgan. First baseman near the tarp. He can't find it, but he runs out of room anyway. Ball's about 10 rows behind the tarp. And Olmeda staying alive here, a 1-2 count. All the pennant flags atop the patio deck just hanging limp. Along with the American flag in right center. The big Cougar flag in the right field berm just falling still as well. Cougars have the bases loaded. They trail by 1. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 1-2 to Olmeda. Last foul off to the right. We'll do it again. We'll have a mound visit. Jack Kruger out to the bump to speak with Zarubin. 2 base hits and a hit by pitch led to the base runners. A ground out and a strikeout looking have been the men retired. Cougars looking for their 3rd sweep of the year and their 1st since April. It's going to be pitch number 7 of the at-bat coming up for Olmeda. A 1-2 count. Zarubin's offering. Swung on, grounded, left side. The shortstop has it. Flipped to second in time. That'll end the inning. Long at bat by Olmeda, but the Cougars strand the bases loaded. We've played 6 from Northwestern Medicine Field. Parker Schwartz with your play-by-play in the 7th when we come back. AM 1280, WBIG.